All right, welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Jay. I got another special guest in the building. I'm going to allow him to introduce himself.
Hey, yo, it's jovidagod, JOVIDAGOD. The Rebirth album is out right now, streaming on all platforms. What's up, Jay? What's the business?
What's happening, man? Where you from, bro?
I'm from Chicago Heights, south suburbs, Chicago Heights, west side, Beacon Hill. Yep.
Born and raised?
Born and raised, yeah.
What was it like growing up in Chicago Heights? Because I done heard some stories, you feel me? I ain't never really, I done went through Chicago Heights. I ain't never like posted up or kicked it in Chicago Heights.
Yeah, so man, Chicago Heights is just like the south side of Chicago, man. It's kind of vicious out there. I'm older, so I grew up in the '90s. You know what I'm saying? That era of Chicago Heights, and man, it was vicious out there, man. Every day you had to have your head on a swivel. You know what I'm saying? The same environment that it pretty much is in Chicago now. You feel me?
Yeah, a lot of people be like, man, suburbs,
Huge
soft. I never looked at the suburbs as soft because shit, right. you go anywhere and get your ass whooped.
That's
you know what I'm saying about
That's
anybody. So
that's a fact. Yeah.
What would you say is the biggest lesson you learned growing up in that environment?
The biggest lesson I learned is perseverance, man. Like there's so many obstacles in that environment. Everywhere you turn, there's something that's really set up for you to fall. It's really set up for us to fail in these environments, and just learning how to persevere, get through it. You know what I'm saying? I'm 38 years old. To live 38 years, in the environment, that's a blessing in itself.
Big facts.
But to be able to, do the things that I love, travel around, doing music, what I'm saying, interviews like this, it just shows that, with the right amount of faith, the right amount of work, what I'm saying, perseverance, man, you can make it through.
Did you have a lot of positive influences growing up?
Yeah, like of course, in the family, my mother, very strong black woman, raised three boys on her own, very huge positive influence. And then, my brothers, because I'm the youngest child, so my oldest brothers, they always was on me, about, tighten up your game, don't be like these little dudes in the streets type of thing, what I'm saying, teaching me like, just stay out the way, what I'm saying. That's the best way for you to survive is to stay out the way. So, yeah, definitely. Mostly family, though,
A lot of people don't have those influences around them that actually tell them, straight up what it is. A lot of people grow up in households where I hate to say like the life is sugar coated. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's real life drama and violence outside. You know what I'm saying? Some people would choose to shelter their kids from those things, and I don't feel like you can shelter anybody from this world because eventually they got to jump out here and figure it out on their own. So at least you got to prepare them for it. You know
and especially with the way that everything is sped up nowadays. It's microwave. So you trying to shelter your kids and think you're going to be able to protect them from an environment, it's like virtually impossible now because not only do they got it at the palm of their hand with the YouTube and the, the Instagram and all of that, then they got to go into the world, for themselves. So that's like, I think nowadays that's a huge detriment to kids if you're trying to shelter them and keep them from the realities of the world, especially growing up in Chicago. We need to be very conscious of what we telling our kids, especially our young black sons, when they stepping into this world, what they faced up against, especially when it comes with dealing with the police, when it comes to dealing with any type of area that you in, you just got to be cautious and be prepared and be aware, that, any day could be, whatever, people just ride by shooting shit up all the time,
I live off teachable moments. I remember I took my son to the park and my girl kids was with us and she got two girls and a boy, you feel me? So my son, I was like, it's time to go. We finna leave the park. And he felt some type of way. And he jumped off the swing and he threw the swing and it ended up hitting one of her daughters in the face. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, this is a great teachable moment. You know what I'm saying? I let them know, like, no matter what's going on in this world, nobody care how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Just because you mad don't mean you get to release your anger on the world. You know what I'm saying? We live in a world where you release your anger on the wrong person, you never know what's going to happen to you. You know what I'm saying? So I love teachable moments. And I feel like, we, like you say, we in Chicago, bro. It's Vulture City out here. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be willing to teach the youth or anybody at that you see going down the wrong path. Like you gotta say something to them. You know what I'm saying?
It's a duty.
Yeah,
it's definitely a duty.
So when did you start getting into making music?
I started rapping when I was 16. That was about 20 years ago, you know, but it was different back then. It was more so like freestyling, ciphers, you know what I'm saying? Everybody just taking heads off type of deal. And then, you know, life settles in and, you know, having kids and, you know, just trying to maintain your average everyday life. I stopped rapping for a long time. And then like 2 years ago, about 4 years ago, I was in a car accident. Crushed my face. I had to get my face reconstructed on the right side of my face and whatnot. And when I was going through that rehabilitation, you know, I lived Kanye through the wire. You know, the song, I lived it. You know what I'm saying? When I was going through that rehabilitation, I just had a lot of pain inside. You know, like people that I thought was close to me wasn't even reaching out. Like, bro, you straight? You know what I'm saying? And like, my daughter's mother, I never forget it. Like she came into the hospital to see me when I was in recovery. You know what I'm saying? And my joint was swole pumpkin head. And I remember the look she gave me. Like she looked at me like, nigga, you ain't gonna recover from this.
Right.
You know, like, nigga, you might not never look at, you know that look, like disgust. You know what I'm saying? She had that look in her eyes, and I ain't see her again for about 6 months until, you know, I was healed up and shit. But I just had all this pain and all this stuff that was going on. So I just started writing raps again. Made a couple songs. Like, okay, it's a vibe now. You know, and then from there, I hooked up with KX, Illa Complex Studios out here. We started putting the album together, and a year later, we got the Rebirth.
Man, going through something like that, I feel like surviving that, it just automatically make you stronger.
Automatically,
you feel me?
Bro. Automatically.
Did you find yourself growing from that to the point where fear wasn't like an object in your mind anymore?
Not anymore. Like, I don't fear anything anymore. You know, like going into the surgery, I was a $168. Coming out the surgery, I was 125.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? I couldn't eat. You know what I'm saying? He said he drink a juice for breakfast and Ensure for dessert. Y'all order pancakes, I sip the scissor. I lived that. You know what I'm saying? So now all of these things that I would look at as obstacles and barriers and, like you said, fears. You know what I'm saying? Afraid to fly. I don't have those fears no more because, you know, I was already to the limit. You know, I was already to the edge. You know what I'm saying? It could have went left. I would have been dead. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, it really took away a lot of fears that I had, you know, for real.
Did you find yourself just being more thankful for life after that?
Every day, bro. You know, like some of the things that people don't cherish, I cherish it so much. Like people always be like, you know, like I'm extra friendly, or I'm always smiling, or, you know, you just talk to any old body, huh? And it's because, you know, it was a while I couldn't talk.
Right.
You know, I couldn't say nothing. I couldn't smile. You know, my joint was wired. I couldn't do nothing. You know, and it's these little things that we take for granted. You know what I'm saying? We take for granted being able to chew food because we think it's a given. Facts. You know what I'm saying? We take for granted being able to breathe out of both your nostrils. You think it's a given. You know what I'm saying? And it's those little things that just make you cherish life even more, and of course make you thankful to God that, you know, you got these things. Like when I get up, it's like Tory Lanez had one thing. He was like, I don't pray for stuff. When I pray, I thank God for having my nose, and I thank God for having my eyes or whatever, right? You know, that's real, man. When your eyes swole shut and you can't open your eye for 6 months, you know, you thank God for being able to see out of both your eyes. You know?
Yeah. A lot of people never go through those points in life where they have to live without something and then gain it back, and then you understand like the true value of everything. Like you say, we take for granted on a daily basis. Yeah. Just waking up, getting out the bed. Like it was a period in time where you couldn't get out the bed. You just
imagine having to take a pill to do everything. You know what I'm saying? Pill for pain, pill for swelling, pill for this, pill for that, pill for your digestive system because you got to take this pill which causes you to get congested where you ain't gonna, you know, go to the bathroom, bro. It was crazy. You taking like 14 pills a day. You know what I'm saying? Like just to, you know, get better. You know what I'm saying? And you take for granted just being able to wake up, brush your teeth, you know what I'm saying, jump out the bed, you know, and just everyday life type of stuff, man. We take it for granted for real.
Now, for a lot of artists nowadays, it's hard to deliver the jewels in the music. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever found that as a challenge, being able to like articulate yourself through the music to the point where you can help somebody learn from what you went through?
No, I don't. When I dropped the Rebirth album, a lot of people, you know, that I know and that I don't know, they already said it's like this album's like an instant classic, you know, and that's what I wanted to do when I made the Rebirth album. I wanted to make something that was nostalgic, but that would also tell my story. And so when I put these stories together, like the hit record that I'm pushing right now, Can't Nobody, featuring Peter Jericho, you know, that's a real story of my life. I was engaged to a woman. I got my side girl pregnant. That's how I had my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And that was real feelings of when she left me, I wanted her to come back, but she was gone because I had his daughter. You know, I said, I got a line where I said, I had my daughter and lost you. It's a gift and a curse. You know, I got the gift with my daughter and the curse of losing the woman that I love. You know what I'm saying? So these are real stories, you know, of my life and the rebirth, you know, and I just feel like music was so therapeutic for me with all of the stuff that I had going on at that time. I just was able to pour my heart out into it, you know.
Going through like everything, like it sounds like, man, you can make albums for the rest of your life just off, you feel me, these couple situations, you know. So going through all these things, bro, have you ever just wanted to say fuck music?
Well, that's a parallel that I'm going through now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm very thankful to be able to do the things that I love in my normal career. You know what I'm saying? And I encourage, you know, all independent artists, hey, nigga, don't quit your job. You know what I'm saying? You got to fund your dream first and foremost.
Thanks.
You have to fund your dream. So don't quit your job, man. Stay working on both fields until it pop, you know, but don't give up on your dream. But as far as like that goes, bro, I'm touring every day because – you know, I got a lucrative job. I'm a mechanical engineer. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I don't make pennies. And so every day I juggle with, like, should I just be tenfold all into my work, you know what I'm saying, and doing my job, or do I be tenfold all into the music? Because, like, really right now I'm like 50-50. You know, I'm doing 50% music, 50% work, you know. And so I struggle with that, especially with being an older artist. I'm 38, you know. So, you know, it's a young man's game, just like basketball, football. It's always going to be a young man's game. So, yeah, I struggle with that all the time. But as an independent artist, you know, the job fuels the dream. You know what I'm saying? So,
when you got the people close to you saying that you have a classic, does that also keep that motor in your back?
Yeah, that's what charged me up. You know, that's the transmission right there. Everybody that, man, this album is classic, man. It sounds like you put this together. How did you construct this? Where you get your beats from? Like, you know, when I hear that type of stuff, and, you know, people will be like, oh, this is like Nas Illmatic. You know, that's the type of stuff that just, it's the battery in my back, bro. Like, man, keep going, keep making new records, keep doing more. Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of people don't understand how hard it is to create anything. You know what I'm saying? To even be in a creative mind state takes a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because, like you say, you work a job. You don't need to make music. You know what I'm saying? So how do you stay focused on the overall goal when you are feeling less passionate about certain things? Like, today I woke up not wanting to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow I may feel like I want to take over the world. So how do you balance just those daily mood swings of just like, man?
Through prayer, you know. Everything that you're going to do is already God sent. God already wrote it out for you. You know, so a lot of things are really out of your control, you know, and that goes back to me being in that car accident. You know, once all the control was taken away from me, you know, I learned to just go with it, you know, like everything is going to happen in its own time, in its own place. And so, like, when I get those urges of just quitting, you know, like, man, I don't want to do this no more, you know, or like say something bad will happen, you know, like something bad will happen at work or some machine will break down or we'll have to do something and I'm just torn up. But then something in the music will always come through that'll boost me up. Like, my video will get done and the video will be crazy, or they'll do a little promo for me, you know, or somebody hit me up like, boom, I want you to open for Beanie Sigel. And it's like right when I'm getting to my low point, you know, God sent something to pull it right back up to say, no, this is not it. Stay doing what you're doing, you know.
All right, now you just spoke on opening up for Beanie Sigel. Explain that experience.
Yo, that was crazy, being one of my idols, you know, like being one of the people that I listened to every day in high school, you know, getting that opportunity. Shout out to Saucy Media, Shorty Nick. Shout out to Megastar. You know, they reached out to me and, you know, felt I was going to be a good fit for that show. And, yeah, man, I opened up for them. There was a couple acts that went before me, but when I went on, you know, we went crazy. It's called the jovidagod experience if anybody comes out to see me. And, man, it was crazy. We shut it down. Beanie loved it. Everybody loved it, man. We went crazy.
Now, being a musician and opening up for one of your idols, I can only imagine how that moment felt for you. You know what I'm saying? So explain, like, what those moments are like when you actually get to do something, man, that you probably always dreamed of this but never saw it happening, and then it happened.
Yeah, it's like nostalgia, man. Like I told my brother, he was like, boy, you was on stage, you had that Leroy glow. You know what I'm saying? He was like, boy, you was glowing like Leroy up there. You know what I'm saying? Because of the nostalgia of it. Like, you know, I ain't there, but I'm getting there. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm on the big stage now. You know what I'm saying? I got 500 people watching me. I was just rocking the show. I had 25 people rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like reaching that point, you know, like I said, it's the battery in your back. It's like a rush, you know, like I never smoked crack, but I imagine that's what smoking crack was like for the first time. I watched the shows, you know what I'm saying? Like I imagine that, you know, LSD, ecstasy, whatever it is. That was that euphoric feeling, bro. Like I had never felt anything like that before, ever, man. I had the Leroy glow.
Now you draw basically off your life experiences. Explain to the people, like, what's that process of you actually sitting down, putting pen to pad?
Yeah, so my creative process, I always start with the beat, some herbal tea, some herbs, and some sage. You know, that's to get all the vibes right. And the beat really gonna talk to me. I'm a Scorpio, so I'm naturally emotional. So it's easy for me to tap into my emotions. And, you know, once the beat start talking to me, I'm a writer. You know, I ain't gonna cap like I go off the dome. Nah, I'm a writer, and I meditate on it, and I take my time with it because I like to craft it perfectly. You know, I'm from the era of bars. So you still got to have a message. You still got to have bars. So the creative process, I would tell people this: don't rush. You know, don't rush perfection of what your art is. You know what you want to hear. You know what you want what the sound is. Stay true to your sound, and don't rush. You know what I'm saying? And pour your heart out. You know.
Have you ever had like a secret battle with yourself where you in a creative process, but you don't feel like what you creating is good enough?
I do. I did that with the Rebirth. The title track is called the Rebirth, and I'm literally battling myself. You know what I'm saying? As well as everybody else in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, jovidagod, the freestyle bully is back. I'm where the Carhartt, Tim boot, and hoodies is at. You know what I'm saying? I'm from that era where the Tim boots and the hoodies, and we on the corner, right? And I'm battling myself, challenging myself to better bars, more bars, come harder. You know what I'm saying? And every time I make a song, you know, I challenge myself. You know, I need to make another radio hit, you know, because I write for singers, too. I wrote for Slick J. Adams. I wrote for Raw Unscripted. I wrote this new song with Kato Stacks. He's from Memphis. You know, so every time I'm challenging myself, well, I need to make the bigger record. You know, I need to make the stadium anthem record this time, you know. So I'm always challenging myself to push myself further in the culture. Yeah.
Now, being constantly challenging yourself, like at what point do you feel like it's like good enough?
It's never good enough, you know. If you make $10, you really want 20.
Facts.
You know, if you ran a mile in 12 minutes, you really want to run it in 10. You know, so it's never good enough. Once you settle and you start becoming complacent with yourself, then you're gonna lose your hunger. You know, and that's one thing about me is that my drive. I'm so hungry. I'm never gonna settle. I'm never gonna be complacent because I know that if I'm here, then I can always go there to the next level because there's always a next level, you know, to achieve. So I'm never settling. I'm never complacent.
Being, like you say, an older rapper in the game with everything being so social media heavy, like, do you see that as a challenge or do you embrace it?
It was a challenge that I embraced. You know what I'm saying? Because definitely it was a huge learning curve being from an older demographic, trying to navigate this social media marketing thing, you know, which is a huge part of an independent artist is learning how to market yourself on social media, you know, learning Google ads, learning Facebook ads, Instagram ad, all of that type of thing. And so it was a huge learning curve at first, you know, especially when you're trying to build everything organic and you're not trying to buy your views.
Yeah.
Niggas out there stop buying them views and stop buying them followers, you know, so you definitely.
And you know what I realized, like, no, you can't buy followers. Don't do that. That ain't, like you say, that ain't organic. But like with Google ads and stuff like that, like those still technically are organic views, you know what I'm saying? Especially when somebody sees that ad and they actually tap in with you, you know what I'm saying? Yep. So I would say definitely artists need to learn how to broaden their horizon as far as getting seen. Because you post on social media, I think they say only like 10% of your followers actually gonna see it, something like that. So it's like, man, you fighting a rat race at this point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now you write for people. Beanie Sigel, you opened up for bro. People telling you a classic. How strong is your team that's around you?
That's what I'm building right now. You know, before I was the team. So everything that I did to get to this point, I did it all myself. You know, I was the marketer, I was the manager, you know what I'm saying? I did it all myself. And so as I'm starting to grow, you know, of course people approaching, you know, like, hey, we want to do this with you, we want to work with you. You know, of course they see the vision and they see the talent. They want to try to take you to the next level. And, you know, everybody looking for the next new thing, you know, so I know how I go. But definitely, right now we in the process of building the management team so we can take everything to the next level.
Man, how do you go from, we just gonna say 8 hours of sleep, and I'm gonna just assume 8 hours of work, and still have all this time to, like you say, do everything for yourself, bro?
Right, it's hard. I do very minimal for myself, like personally, you know, like just me time, you know, because everything is consumed between work and work, because they both a job. You know, that's how I look at my look. It's both work, you know, and I'm 100% consumed with both. So I don't really have a lot of time for me time. But trust me, I'm going, because I've been doing, my album dropped 2020 in the middle of the pandemic, and I was like one of the only artists that was still doing shows, because I live in Memphis. I don't live up here. And so I was able to do shows, you know, in the South. The South was wide open. So I'm in Atlanta, Houston. I'm opening for Money Move. I'm doing all these shows in the South, you know. So I've been going hard, you know, for like a whole year and a half. So I do plan on taking a break for mental health and for physical health and spiritual health, because it's very important for you not to burn yourself out. Because once you get burnt out, then you're going to crash. You're going to hit the wall and crash.
Facts.
So you do need to take a step back from anything that you're doing. Take a little break, refresh yourself, you know what I'm saying, get a little time away, and then you'll come back stronger, definitely.
Man, shout out to Memphis, man. I've been to Memphis like 3-4 times, you feel me?
Yeah.
And the last time I was in Memphis, I went to Main Event.
I love Main Event.
I'm in Main Event. I'm shooting on the basketball thing. Memphis dude instantly challenged me. You feel me? So I'm bet. You know what I'm saying?
Let's
instantly take him down. He like, where you from? I'm like, Chicago. It's just instant love whenever you from Chicago.
It's
so shout out to
everywhere
Memphis.
we go.
Yeah. So
shout out to Memphis, man. It's really good. It's really good.
What influenced your move to Memphis?
You know, everything that was going on after my face. You know, once my face was like 70% healed, you know, I just had a whole lot of bad vibes from Chicago. You know, it's just everything that was going on, and I just needed to change. You know, that was part of the transformation of the rebirth. You know, yeah. I was reborn in myself, you know, and moving to Memphis was the beginning of that. It allowed me to get away from all the madness up here and everything, and just, you know, resurface.
Man, a lot of people be scared to take that step of actually leaving a home state and just branching off somewhere new and planting seeds. So shout out to you for that.
Definitely, bro.
Because I know the farthest I branched out was Jackson, Mississippi. That's just because I went to school there. I went to Jackson State University. And I still was homesick. I'm like, man, it's Chicago, man. It's Chicago. Yeah, I got to get back, you know?
Yeah. I was homesick for a little while, too. But, you know, I was just determined on not settling back here. You know, like I've just been here forever, you know, and it's like I'm always in the same position. It's like I'm not elevating. You know? And Chicago is a hard place to elevate. It's really a city for people who already got it, not for people who are trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I'm just trying to take it to the next step, man. I want to be out here in the country. It's a little slower, you know. Yeah.
Southern hospitality is real. It's a place. Real. It's a place in Memphis. It's around the corner from the hotel where Martin Luther King died.
Yeah, around the corner from the Lorraine.
And I don't know if it's still there, but they had like dollar sides or something.
Yeah, they still got that.
Oh, man. Shout out to them, bro. Yeah. Shout out to them. When I first got to Memphis, that's the first place I went. I ain't even know nothing from anything. I just was there, and I'm like, man, let me try this place. And they had every side was $1.
Yeah, it's called the Arcade. It's a historic place out there from Memphis.
Yeah, so, man, I just loved all the hospitality I've ever received from Memphis. You feel me? So shout out to that. Now, what would you say is next for you?
What's next for me? Speaker Box 12 is a huge show in Memphis. It's gonna be October 3rd, this upcoming Sunday. We finna kill it, man. I got like five of my homies coming down from Chicago. Shout out to Pierce Elliott. Let's Take a Trip. That's out, streaming on all platforms. Make sure y'all tap in with him. Shout out to Can Do. He got a couple mixtapes out that he's gonna perform. Shout out to Rod Unscripted. He just dropped his album, The Basket Case. It's streaming on all platforms. Make sure y'all tap into that. Man, we finna shut this Memphis thing down. We finna come out there with good vibes. We bringing real hip hop to Memphis. You know, it's gonna be a whole vibe. And then after that, I'm going to Atlanta to shoot the video for Never Over. And then I got the HBCU tour coming up at the end of the month of October where we hitting, you know, Jackson State, TSU, you know, so we on tour.
Man, sound like you got a lot of positive things going on. And I know you spoke on it being a little difficult for an older rapper, but I feel like everybody got their pocket in this game. You feel me? As long as you understand your pocket and you understand your value of success, then shit, you successful, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's for real. Everybody got their own lane. It's definitely a demographic for the hip hop community. Like, let's not get it twisted. You know, we still got our own market out there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Benny the Butcher. We working on getting that opening act. Hopefully that come through real soon. But shout out to people like Griselda, who on the mainstream level is able to keep real hip hop alive, you know, and keep that lane open for dudes like me who, you know, just real hip hop, you know.
Speak on how much hard work has been involved in your growth as an artist.
Man, bro, I'm talking about flight after flight, show after show. Like, a lot of people not willing to invest in yourself. Listen, all these shows that you see me doing, like, I paid for that out of my pocket. You know, I'm hitting these promoters up like, let me in. You know, trust me, once I get in, you're gonna love my show. I'm gonna show up and show out. You know, and all the studio time and, you know, the shooting these videos and trying to get, because, you know, content is so huge in this game. Yeah. Like, the more content and the better the content, you know, the quicker the growth, you know. And so trying to get my content together and all of that, you know, it's a lot of hard work and it's a lot of investment that you have to put into yourself. You got to sacrifice, you know, a lot of time, a lot of money. But if you're willing to do that, the payoff is going to be great. Thanks. Because I can see the level of growth within me. Like I said, I started off doing little rinky-dink shows, $25, you know, $50 to do the show. It's like 50 people in there, to being able to rock the Beanie joint, you know, 250 people in there. It filled the whole room full. So the growth is happening. You just got to stick with it and stay with it. Know that it's not overnight. I saw something that was real dope about Money Move. I opened up for him. That song that he got rocking out right now, Better Watch Your Hoe, I Hit Her. That song 4 years old. You know, that song, he dropped that song in 2017. And it's just now blowing up 4 years later. So that shows you that you got to just stick in the grind, stick with it. You believe in it, keep pushing it, you know.
Facts, man. I tweeted the other day, man, all this shit costs. Ain't shit out here for free. If you give somebody a T-shirt for free, that T-shirt it cost you. It was free to them, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. So I don't think a lot of people understand the concept of investing in yourself. And, bro, I'm investing in me, and all this shit costs. Everything that's behind me costs money.
Exactly, bro. And that's the main thing is, you know, knowing yourself and being true to your brand. You know, like, you set the pace. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be true to yourself. You know, you got to know what level of the game you in. You know, like, I tell a lot of dudes that be hitting me up, and they be like, I hit them up and they want to do a feature. You know, and they be like, yeah, give me $1,000 for a feature. But then I go look at your analytics, and, you know, you got 25 monthly listeners on Spotify. You got 5,000 followers on Instagram. You know, like, your analytics is not matching your price. You know, so a lot of times when you an artist and you humble, like Future said some dope shit. He was like, oh, I was on, because back when Future first came out, he was featuring on everybody's shit, right? He's like, oh, yeah, I'm doing those features for nothing. Like, why? He like, because I just wanted to be on everybody's shit, so I'm in everybody's face. You know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid of, you know what I'm saying, putting yourself out there. You got to put yourself out there so you can have more eyes on you. The more visibility, the better. And you limit that when you know, you always want to charge somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because that, you know, that's a relationship you building. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I do a verse for you and it's a smash and you love it, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be like, damn, he did this for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like favor for a favor. Wash your back, I'll wash my back type of deal. So, yeah.
If you can give your younger self any advice, what would it be?
You should have did this shit when you was on fire and you was 18 and 19. Be serious about it now. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, you got the whole world behind you. You a young bull. Facts. You know what I'm saying? You a young bull right now. You know, you got the whole world behind you, and you taking heads off. Be serious about it. You know, and that go for all these young niggas out here. Like, find something that you love and be serious about it. Don't wait around and wait until, oh, let me try to pick it up later. You know what I'm saying? Be serious about it while you young, you know, because you got the time and you got the energy. You know, you got the fire behind you right now, you know?
And you got a lot of time to master that shit.
A lot of time, bro. Man. A lot of time. You know, when you, like, it took for some shit to happen to me before I started, you know, taking it serious.
Yeah.
You know, don't be like that. You know what I'm saying? While you got the jewels in your hand, man, go for it, man. Ain't nobody stopping you but you.
All right, before we get out of here, tell everybody where they can find everything, the music,
yes,
where they can follow you at, everything.
Yeah, jovidagod at JOVIDAGOD on Instagram and on Facebook. The Rebirth is the album. It's on all streaming platforms right now. You can tap in with that. This is Hip Hop video just dropped. We did 50K on that in about 3 weeks. Shout out to Google Ads. You can go check that out. And, man, stay tuned. Everything Jovidagod, man. We burning up.
Man, I'm going to say this. Shout out to you for having a website. Because most artists look at a website as, I don't know what they look at it as.
It's huge.
But for you to have an IG, a YouTube, all these other things and not have a website, it just blows my mind.
Because how are you tracking your analytics?
Facts.
How do you know where your traffic is coming from? You know, you trying to juggle all these different things, but you can centralize it onto one thing, which is your website. And your website will break down, oh, well, you got 100 clicks on Instagram, but you only got 30 clicks on Facebook. So there you go. Now you need to focus more on Instagram. Facts. That's where your traffic come from. So websites are huge, yo. And they cheap. It don't cost much to get you a one page. It don't cost much for you to do a bio. You know what I'm saying? That's cheap, man. Go get you a photo shoot. Take you about 10 pictures and you good.
They be scared to spend that little money, man.
Got to invest in yourself,
man.
Invest in yourself.
And when somebody trying to do business with you, and I'm talking about real business,
yep,
they gonna want you to have all these things in order for them to take you serious. You feel me? So,
and trust me, they looking.
I already know, bro. I already know. That's why I had to salute you on having it, because most artists don't have a website. You know, they may have links in their bios, but they don't have a website. You know what I'm saying? Having a website sets you apart from a lot of people.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate
so
that.
shout out to you for that. Once again, thank you for sliding through, chopping it up with me.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I like to keep these conversations as far away from an interview as possible. You know what I'm saying? And just turn it into a conversation. I felt like we had a good conversation. Definitely. Thank you for being transparent. You feel me? Because I ain't know any of those things about you as far as a car accident or nothing. I couldn't even look at your face and tell. So shout out to you.
Shout out. Hey, this real talk. Man, I got this done at Stroger for free before we go. Like, man, when this happened, my insurance was fucked up and the other dude didn't have no insurance. And so it was $50,000. I was going to different places. This one nurse just told me go to Stroger. I was like, nigga, they kill people at Stroger. Niggas don't come out of there, bro.
Right.
Man, they sent me down there. I was down there for about 4 hours, man. Meth heads, all type of shit. You know how it is down there. And then they x-rayed me. I got on the train. As I was on the train, they told me, turn around. We're going to send you to UIC. We're gonna do it for you. I couldn't believe it, bro. Because if not, I had literally, my face was healing as it was crushed in.
Right.
So I had literally days before these bones heal, and my face is permanently like this. So by the grace of God, bro, I was able to get a $50,000 surgery done for free, and to come out looking like this, ain't nothing but God, bro. So
man, definitely. Shit work out how it's supposed to work out.
Definitely, bro.
My baby. That's one thing I'm learning, man. Don't stress it. Well, it's hard to say don't stress it. You know what I'm saying? But just know shit gonna work out.
Just know that it's gonna work out.
All you gotta do is do your due diligence, and shit gonna happen. So once again, shout out to you for sliding through and chopping it up with me,
Most definitely, bro.
This has been another episode of Conversations with Jay.